Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to replace a motor in a Dyson DC19. So this particular Hoover I've had for a number of years now, and I also made another video where the actual cable within the actual reel that goes in there was slightly damaged and the Hoover stopped working. So the next thing that's happened to this one is the motor's just died. Now some of the telltale signs are get an odd smell coming out of the Hoover, you get some black dust coming out of it for a short period, and then it just cuts out and it just won't turn on anymore. So that's the current state of it. Had a quick look on the internet and it seems that's a faulty motor. So I've purchased one here from eBay for £15. So it's not a Dyson original brand, it's a replica one, OEM I guess, and it should be sufficient for this Hoover. So let's have a go at replacing this. So the cable doesn't wind in. If you've seen my other video, didn't manage to get that going, but the Hoover did work at that time. Let's dismantle this slightly. So I'll take this off, and what we want to do next is actually take the wheels off. So I've got a screwdriver here, flat head on there. If I bring that here and just push, should be able to just pop these off. There you go, pops off quite easily. Do the same on the other side. There you go, both have come off. Next thing, there's some screws we need to remove. So it doesn't take a standard screw fixture on there, bit of a star shape fitting on there. So if I get my screwdriver sets here, just to show, and if I can come in close enough. So it's a security screwdriver bit set I've got here, and there you go, give you a closer picture of what it looks like. Okay, so I've got a screwdriver here, so two screws here, and if I pop that off, take the filter out, you've got a screw here, and there's another one just in the hole there, and two at the side. So if we take those out, we should be able to take this cover off. So let me do that next. Okay, so I've removed the screws. Let's give a bit of slack on the cable here, and you can just take the cover off, as simple as that on the back. Okay, so next, if I take the cartridge out here, which would have had all the cable on there, we can just slowly pop off this drum that contains the actual motor, just to give you a close-up on that. So just to note, the switch and the arrow, so the arrow is pointing towards the switch location, just keep that in mind when you're putting this back together. So to take this one off, again, a flathead screwdriver, just hold it over it and you can just ease it out slowly. So let me do that next. Okay, so that's out now. If I just pull this off, there's the motor. So it should be straightforward to replace. So let's take this plastic cover off. And you've got two connectors there, and if I pull that off, a rubber cover for the top. So straightforward, you've got connectors there, and if I just carefully pull these off in a moment, let me get the replacement motor. There it is, just to give you a comparison. So let me take it off next. So just wiggle the clip and it just pops off. There you go. That's it off now, and the comparison, literally identical, just a few subtle differences on there. Okay, so let's put this out the side, take the new motor, we'll connect the red connector up first. Black connector next, it's just here. Okay, so let's put this motor back together again. So the cover at the bottom that sits on the motor, there's only one way it really goes because some of the holes are of different sizes. So the ones here is where it goes. So if I place it in position, it sits in. And if you look at the image of it, obviously two sides and a top, and there's nothing at the bottom. So there's only one way it would really sit in there. Now next, easier just to flip this over when fitting it. So if I put it down and make sure these cables are out of the way, and we'll just place it in position. So there you go, that's in position now. You can see, if I flip it back again, you can see one of the cable clips has come up. We'll just push that down. That should easily go back down again. Okay, so that's in place. Next, we want to take the actual cover that goes on the top. And if you remember, there was an arrow pointing to tell you which way it goes. So that goes this position where the cables are. And just to show, that neatly clips back into position. So let's clip it in. There you go, it's in. There's not actually much to the Hoover if you have a look. So you got the motor here, and obviously the barrel containing the cable, and that's it. The rest is obviously just the housing for this. And if I just empty this out, you can see a lot of the black soot. So that's a good indication that the motor has gone on. Okay, so let's make a start at putting this back together again. So let's put this back in. So this contains the actual cable. So you'd probably have more on yours if you didn't pull it all out. And then the motor goes back in. Difficult with the camera in the way. Let's see how I can get this in place. The switch itself goes this way round, so you'll see two plastic notches sticking out, and it just clips in position there. And there you go. That looks correct, nearly. And there you go, that's that. Next, the rear cover goes on. Pull the cable, should have enough space just to put it back in position. Okay, that looks good, just needs tightening now. So let me put the screws back in position. Okay, so the screws are all in position now. Let's put the rest of it back together. So filter goes on there. Should be able to close it there. Turn it sideways. Push this back into place. There you go, the wheels are in position now. Let's put the actual drums back on there, and let's plug it in and see what happens. And there you go, working Hoover. So there you go, Hoover's been repaired. Simple replacement of the actual motor. I've included some links in the description below for anyone thinking of doing a similar thing. I've got original parts and the OEM ones I've purchased as well as an example. Obviously, do take a look at the motor before you attempt this. I have noticed when I was having a look on eBay that there's some different sizes in terms of height. It's always good to check and compare with the picture that they're providing. As long as the picture's similar and the actual model number's correct, you should be fine with this. So there you go. Hope it's helped anyone thinking of doing a similar thing. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like and subscribe.